you guys doing? Excellent. Okay, we're doing a game. The players' names are. It's actually I gotta start out with this. The Queen's Gambit Declined Semi-Slav Variation. That's the opening. White is she stop perva. And I apologize about the pronunciation. And black is Sir Zahanov. You have to sometimes sound it out to make sure you say it right. Okay, now this is pretty cool. It kind of goes really fast here. So just hang in there, and you'll be able to see the move sequence of the Queen's Gambit decline Slav variation or semi-Slav. Come on, come on. I gotta do one thing. Make sure I pop out my YouTube chat so I have it. There you go. There we go. Now I have it. I have it. So, just in case if somebody chats, then I can see on both sides. And I need to really quick. I think I need to turn down the setting just a little bit. Give me one moment. I appreciate your patience. This is a sometimes a little bit of a. You have to go down. I have to go down just a little bit so that I can stream on both platforms without any dropping of frames and lagging for you guys. There we go. That should flow pretty nice now. And let's do it. Okay, we're doing D4, D5, C4, C6. This is setting up for the Slav, the semi-Slav variation, and so that's the setup that we'll be working on really quick. And let me see here. I will make sure that we get this going pretty good. And there we go. We're getting this all wonderful. Perfect. And it's this setup here, the Slav. And what's eventually going to happen is we're going to make a pyramid, and the pyramid's going to be excellent set up for strength. But it does one thing. You always got to remember, every move has a drawback. This move, if it gets played, stops your light squared bishop from coming into the fight. So white plays there. Knight. This is where they get the semi-Slav variation of the Queen's Gambit declined. This with this move, if you wanted to go like pure Slav, you would play this move here, and then white would play knight c4. You would develop here. More likely, white would come out. Bishop would either come here, there. You get castles. You're gonna wait for this bishop to move. Then you take. Bishop takes, and now you have to decide. You're probably gonna go knight here, and then G6, bishop B7, and then hit out with C5 at that point to get all your pieces well set up and developed. But that's not the line we're going down. We're going down this the Queen's Gambit decline semi-Slav variation, and we're going to go back to that. That's why black played knight f6. He's keeping his options open. He might develop his light squared bishop. He might shut down the position. It all depends, excuse me, at this present moment what they're wanting to do. Let me get a sip of tea. Well, that's some good tea. So now white just starts with the development. White doesn't play anything, radical that would cause any problems for his position. He makes sure that everything's go by just developing. Black now decides to shut down the variation line of the Slav. And now it's time for white to up to lash out with bishop g5 with the idea of pinning the queen, developing, and preparing probably e3 at that point. Like if the bishop came here, he could play e3, castles, bishop to d3. If black might take at this point, take this pawn here, cause the bishop take. But remember, he also succeeds the center square, so you have to always keep that in your forefront. So he does do that. There's e4, e3, knight bd, and then there it is. So everything's setting up for the moves that we were going to talking about, the Slav variation. So Queen's Gambit decline Slav variation. Castles and castles. Now here comes the fireworks. The fireworks are going to be starting pretty soon. Just get ready. The pawn comes up and the queen gets ready. Everything's mobilizing. Both these pawns are connected. So white's in the middle game. White's going to start the huge onslaught of an attack. And so c takes d, or d takes c4. Bishop takes c4. The reason you take when the bishop has moved is you get a tempo on that because the bishop has to take at that point because it's attacked, which then black gets a tempo to lash out again with b5. But b5 is a little, in my opinion, overreaching. I think what happened when he played that move, it weakened his position and also made it so that it's going to be hard for his bishop to come out to b7. It can come out, but then the way to get it mobilized would be c5 here. So it takes two moves for his light squared bishop to actually get into the game. Which you could, I understand the move because if you're going to go these two moves here, you have to lash out. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything in the position for these two moves. They'd be a waste of move. You'd have to play something like this, then your pawns would be like that. Just, you know what, sometimes if like what Andrew Martin says, in for a penny, in for a pound, go for it all. That's kind of what black is with this move. He's going, I'm going all in. I'm going to try to attack on the queen side, distract your bishop, make it move, and then maybe I can start something with bishop here and then pawn pushing. Yeah, you never know. You never know. You gotta always keep your options open. So the bishop comes back, and then now pawn goes to c5 here. Pawn c5 is a very strong continuation. He's wanting to soften up white's central control, and after white's central control is softened up, then he can then start mobilizing his dark squared bishops and his light squared bishops, and that'll hold the onslaught that white's doing right now. White's slicing and dicing black on the king side, so he's gonna black's trying to white is slicing and dicing black. Black is gonna try to stave off the attack by doing something on the queen side that's gonna cause white some problematic issues. And so queen, the rook comes over, so just in case this pawn gets pushed, the bishop can come to c2, and this rook's mobilized to have pressure of d5 here, which also unleashes a major attack on the position as well. So this is going to get pretty intense coming soon to a chessboard near you. So the queen comes out to b2, and the bishop says, fine, there's my bishop on g5 wasn't doing anything, so it mobilizes to play what? Bishop f4, which then allows the bishop to attack the queen with tempo. And if the queen moves like somewhere over here, then bishop would come in, or the knight can mobilize, and then what they do is get their bishop to a more optimized position, optimum position, which is super duper strong. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So we did that, queen, rook 2, like what we were saying, and then in comes the knight. Now he's trying to trade off some of black's defenders. If he can trade this knight off, then he's stuck with these yucky pieces here. these four pieces here are icky and yuck yuck, which that they're not doing anything. All of white's pieces are active. Black has four pieces that are doing zero help in the position. The bishop plays. Let me see. I want to make sure. Okay, so we're at 14. Yeah, bishop is trying to mobilize now to attack, but a little too late. There's really nothing. Black would have to play something like this, but excuse me. There's nothing really black could do. I was wondering if maybe I see the idea now with this move. He's not trying to attack here. He's preparing to play knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, and then knight into maybe e4. Or is it pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn? You can't play queen takes because of this cheeky little threat here winning the queen. So that might be what the idea is here, and then maybe taking that. Yeah, it's kind of very open right now on what to play. So the bishop goes back, allowing the rook to protect the pawn. So like if pawn takes, this rook protects the pawn. This queen now protects the knight. This queen can. It's really, this is gonna be fun. I love these type of games when there's such power moves. Bishop takes. Now black's getting something. Let me get a sip of water real quick, and then we'll continue onward. Thank you for allowing me to sip. I didn't mean to drink in your ear if I did. Okay. Okay, now that we've gotten bishop takes, back really quick here, I wanted to read what the author was talking about after knight to knight, knight to b6. Black has a good initiative for the idea of occupying the to go after basically queen or d5. That's what black's idea is to go after. But it's trying to carry out his plan, allowing the majority of his forces to be on the queen side. So what's happening? Black wants to set up an outpost here to kind of stave off any frontal threats. But there is a problem like what the author is talking about. Black's plan is sound if he had time, but black doesn't have time, and now 4 out of his 7 pieces are off to the side, which white has almost all their pieces ready, and it smells like a little bit of an attack sacrificed. In just that moment, white is able to launch an attack on the opposite wing. Better would have actually been, instead of this move here, better would have actually been queen, rook b right here. I think it's, yeah, rook queen b1 r rook a c8 would have actually been better follow up, completing his development and then allowing potential pressure after taking to kind of get more pieces into the fight maybe. But it's just like he's saying, black clogged up his position, and white's going to lash out with some major pain. Bishop takes, queen now the threat is to play either bishop takes knight, yeah, actually bishop takes knight, pawn takes, and then knight in here after to get something going, and with the rook and all that pain. I think they had to keep this bishop here, this knight here. They have to have a way to guard d7 here, and by this moving, white took their opportunity to basically crush the center by first taking the knight, and then after knight takes, there's one piece that potentially can cause some problem, and the most active piece. And of course, we have to throw the knight in first. I mean, to attack the knight and the rook. So the rook comes over, and now I want you to take a second and calculate a really strong continuation that actually sets up for black to resign here. There's a sequence of moves that just are incredible. The power. I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to grab a sip of tea. You are white. Go for a massive sacrifice that leads to an unstoppable mate in 4. And if you have to stop the video, if we're doing like a pre-recorded one that you're watching, or I do a live pre-recorded one on YouTube, stop at this point because the videos will keep going, so don't worry about that. And get your board out, get your pad out, or if you're not don't want to do that, get a board on your screen to the side, set up the position, and see if you can work this out. White to basically obliterate black, and it causes checkmate. It's one of my opinion. I think it's one of the most beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful games I've seen for a miniature. It just is power. He takes the energy that black was putting out there, and uses it against them. It's the Aikido principle of the drawback move that Maurice Ashley talks about. I'm gonna get one sip and then we'll go over it. I'll give you 20 seconds. Starting. Wait. Now. Okay. If you were looking at rook takes d5, congratulations. First move for the annihilation of black. Then the bishop takes. Now you have to see this one move, which is incredible. I gotta say, bang! Bishop takes. Bishop takes rook pawn. I have to also remember to put that an exclam there. Let me see here. Bishop takes. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. My bad there. Yeah. Bishop takes the pawn, and bishop takes. Yep. Check. King takes bishop. And now you got to find this incredible combination. If you did, congratulations, you're on your way of improving wonderfully. Bam. Knight checks on knight to f6 check. I'm going to give that another exclam. I want to make sure I got all my exclams in. Yep, I did. So it was a brilliant move with 2 exclams. And at this point, black resigns. And the reason is we'll go over the game just a little bit further. Let's see here. If king, I'm gonna actually have to put a box around here so you guys know where it stops. There you go. King comes up. And then what they're saying is queen to where? G5 check, or H5. King B4. Bishop, rook, H4 check. Bishop H4. Trying to see where's the here we go. No, because some of these are a little difficult. Let me see. I think no, that's it. That's the line, and basically this is gonna lead to checkmate. So let's see if here. Let's go back to 22. Now this is another line where if taking happens, pawn takes, knight, queen, check on h1, king here, there, queen rook, h6 check, king h1, and then the unstoppable setup is this. There's no way to stop mate, and it's game set match. And they're saying that if we go back, there's actually another move that black could play. King, wait a second, let me see, king, king here is one of the combinations that they're talking about. And then you have queen, I think we did that one, queen check. Well, that's it. Okay, I had that. I just wanted to make sure I did that right. Then bishop takes pawn, and now there's nothing again that black could do. He could try running, but then that leads to checkmate. Um, maybe bishop takes pawn, but then you have mate again. Yeah, that's an incredible move. Now we'll take our little break and do our war game. Let's do it. I'll set our clock for 5 minutes. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's do it. And we'll do some puzzles. Actually, we'll reward everybody. Why not? And then if we have to, we'll do a search of the land. Let's see if there's anybody that we can hire. We did that already. Let's see if we can't alienate one guy. There we go. Let's see if we can't alienate this guy. One more time. Let's see if we can't. Come on, there we go. Let's do the farm. Let's do the trade. And then we'll do this here. Perfect. We failed to hire one guy. Let's see. Let's reward these guys. And let's search the land really quick. Let's see what we get. troops, volunteers. Come on, one has to favor him. Come on. There we go. Let's search the land again. Okay, we will try this one. Let us end the turn. We'll do one more 5 minute, then we're good. He doesn't want to turn on his master. Volunteers. There we go. Let's see if we can't get back. Guess we have to eliminate. Let's welcome these guys. There we go. We're all in. gold, gold. Volunteers, perfect. Volunteers. 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 Yes. Ignore. We found some more stuff. Cool. We have to do another search of the land. Didn't get enough goodies. There we go. Let's do this thing. We're searching the land. And then, wow, we got some gold. Joining the feast. Let's save here. Let's do a save. I just gotta check one thing out. Let's see how long it would take for us to march. We want to send some troops over and grab this place here. Let's while we're doing that, we'll search the land again, and then we'll save it, and then we'll go do some tactics. Okay. Excellent. Alright. Let's go over to our tactical trainer. See if this guy actually played. Perfect. Let's see. That works. Okie dokie. Trying to see how we can win material here. Let me see. Oh, silly me. Just check here. Come back here. And then you got it. Takes here. 1, 1, 1. And you win that. Check here. There. Got it. So check. Here. Check. When the king comes back, we win this. That's how you win this rook here. I knew there was a way to win the rook. I just had to find the right way. It takes there. King comes over. Think about checkmate. That's what I'm thinking about. Just trying to see is there. Let's see if we check here. King there. Check. King takes. Check. Yeah, let's do it. There. That wins mate there. Perfect. Let me see. I want to play here. But if we played there, if the king comes back here, I get mates. Ah, here we go. I would end the game right there, right away. See if there's any tournaments going on. Oh, let's try to see what's going on with this one. Well, the internet's really slow. This is crazy. That's just crazy. I guess maybe they're getting there a little slow today. Let's see here. There we go. They might try the advanced variation here, and then they're on the exchange. Let's see if we can't double up. Whoa, he's going for the knockout, isn't he? Keep the pressure on. Going full bore. All in. All in. much for the takeout. Should be interesting if he makes a mistake and plays here. Then they lose so much material. There's a lot of ways for them to go wrong. And then next we'll develop the rooks. We'll double up rooks here. And then play right there and winning the knight. There we go. Let's see if we can't now hammer the trying to see if there's now that we have this, I'm gonna see if I can't reroute in. This should be an interesting combination to see what they play. Just offering me a draw. I'll have to think about it. Usually they don't offer a draw if you're not winning. I'm going to turn it down. Okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go for it. Let's double up here. There we go. We'll go over that game. This one was a tricky, and we'll see if what our opponent is saying is right. We'll go and see if there was if the position was drawn, or if we played the best continuation. Let's see. There. So far so good. The exchange variation. Vessels. Takes. Pound. Takes. There. So far, so good. Doubling up. And at this point, we take here, and then he actually resigned here, but the continuation that ends in a draw is here, 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 and then now you have to get your, and if you check, actually you can't check because of this. Here, checking, up, taking, and then basically this would end in a complete draw. So what we'll do is, I think we'll call it right here. I wanted to thank you all for logging on, participating. Remember to take what you know, and like the Team Chess Cruncher motto is, we hang up our coats, we hang up our hats, we sit down and study when most won't. Team Chess Cruncher does, and that makes all the difference. And as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus, and I say God bless. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Keep chess crunching and keep pushing forward. Be blessed, my friend.